Text to Ellie, The Tragedy, the final chapter. My works and research on deep reality, I must stipulate that my findings have been both provocative and inspirational to say the least. For example, let us take a look at simulation theory and evolutionary gameplay. The former in that we are the simulation of a number of probable simulations that arose from one-time beings or dynamic energetic entities that had the know-how and the way in which to create the original simulation, which in turn reached an intellectual or spiritual level where they create their own simulation ad infinitum. So it is a high probability that all of humanity's existence as us humans and all life in the universe are probably a simulation. And the latter being that evolutionary gameplay with its built-in survival mechanisms have eat, drink, clothes, shelter, and procreation as their main objective, and everyone's happy. However, for those beings who do not fit into the Lord Bondsman regime and find life boring as they spend their time on the earth counting blades of grass, in that they have a burning desire for clarity or a need to understand our reality, and they are known for their unique qualities and are called the individuals, as they don't fit in and see society as a sham. These so-called individuals mainly live a life of frustration and confusion until they fall into the constraints of incompleteness theory within the sciences, politics, or philosophy that fulfills their needs and also helps humanity to progress in these fields. However, can we really ever really know deep reality, or are we on the verge of discovering our origins not as a species, but what, who, where, which, when, how, and why do we exist? I mean the simulation. Evolutionary gameplay and incompleteness theories may give us our soma and make us happy slaves as we live out our lives in accordance to norms of ours or any other given society, but do you really want the lies? The sciences, philosophies, and the theologians can see that with their latest research, breakthroughs and aspirations that change is afoot within their paradigms and that they must comply to their findings or they will all face extinction. Basically, they can see that our reality is like being in a fish tank that is made obvious from their intuitions and their scientific experiments in that they have discovered anions, amplitude hadrons, and cosmological permutations that seem to hold the key elements of the universe's locality and existence. And mediums and spiritual teachings share their experiences of the afterlife, or their insights, so we can all be happy fish and live a life of virtual pleasure listening to their endless inspirational tales of above and beyond that for them and us fundamentally holds the answers to life's uncommon wisdom. Now I can see what it is that the scientists can see when they smash the particles together. That being that space-time is like a fish tank and we are the fish. But are we just there in the tank for God's pleasure? And when we take off Don's headset, are we absorbed into infinite consciousness? Or God and all our lives are just like the fish in a human or an actual aquarium, and we are nothing but an instrument for God's pleasure? I mean, are we? Or are human and spiritual existence here to just place a smile on that omnipotent supernal entity's loving countenance? Or are we on a journey of self-discovery and to carry it over within our essence or souls, a subtle copy of our experiences from our ever-changing space-time continuum to not only make God smile, but to add life, time and locality with its pleasure to its timeless, changeless, and formless existence? Just ask yourself one question on how can ghosts, spirits communicating via mediums, near-death experiences, and out-of-the-body experiences even exist if the soul is an illusion. I can see that our spirit is intuitive, or God-conscious, and ourselves are rational animals, or humans, and when they harmonize, they give rise to the soul, which is the synthesis or the catalyst along with our many lives in the spirit and the flesh to ascertain the aforementioned assumption that it is through us and life's odyssey that God as life and form gets to not only imagine and create a supernal paradise, but through life and all its variety, splendor and wonder, it not only has found a way to not only create itself, but it gets to self-actualize eternity into eternal matter as it enters the gates of heaven. Text to Ellie, forgiveness, the final chapter. Joan. Hi, honey. How's your weekend going? Say hi to Mike for us. I ended up creating 10 music videos and 2 spoken word videos for this weekend. We have hit 1,703 videos on YouTube now, and we are thoroughly loving the experience, sharing the wisdom and music, and when they reach 100 views, then YouTube gets paid and products make consumers happy with the advertisement, so everyone is happy. We are going to stop creating or cutting back real soon. Then it's time for sitting back and enjoying my golden years listening to music, reading, and watching the silver screen on our TV. I won't prattle on as I know that you are having some quality time with Michael. So I will watch my latest K-pop music videos until 7 a.m. because I have put part 3 of the New Age spoken word video on then, and part 4 is coming out at 4 p.m. this afternoon too. Have a wonderful day today. Lots of love. Ellie. I have not read all the messages yet. Morning. Me and Mike have broke up. We are still friends. Maybe we can be together in the future. Right now he needs to be with his kids and heal their trauma. I am okay, but slow at everything. Just been focusing on Luca and walking a lot. I will read the rest later and get up to date because Luca awake, she actually woke me today. The crossed message. Joan. Hiya. You know, I was thinking about moderation for one's ego self and retrospection for one's higher self, and one can bring the two together in perfect harmony. If one sets one's sights on one's true goals from one's realistic perspective and or situation or sees things through that kind of lens in life. You know, our neighbor is crossing over. She moved in 20 years ago when we did, and we got on like a house on fire from the offset. It's sad to see her decline. She was a good woman. And she had a tipsy-turvy innings or kind of life. She had a divorce in her later years. She lost her son in a tragic accident. She has cancer, has had a few heart attacks, and finally a stroke. And when you saw her, she was always happy to see you with no strings attached. She was always polite, and she never weighed us down with her woes or her issues. She was a cheerful, wise old woman, and we wish her the best in the next life. She suffered enough for the whole of humanity. I think, and God bless her Etherean socks. Life, you have to make the most out of it because Caroline, our ex-neighbor's fate comes to us all, and I was from the wasted generation when England was the sick boy of Europe. And we had no future, everything was corrupt from the top down, and unemployment was at an all-time high. Nevertheless, when I cross over, I will have no regrets, and nothing left undone or said. Joan, up to scratch. Okay, honey. Sorry to hear about your breakup, darling, for all of you. That's really sad. I must say, from my experience, remember the good times together and what you shared, and you never know that when the children grow up and become independent that, if you are still good friends, that you can rekindle your beautiful relationship together. I didn't find my true soulmate in life until I met Beatrice when I was 40. And I had given up on romance by then, but she turned the lights back on in my soul, and we shine when we are together, so don't be surprised if around the corner that you do fall in love again in the near or distant future too, my darling. Ellie. I love him. We love each other. I hope that when his kids are grown up, we can get back together. It's not anyone's fault. The kids don't like me, and I'm not keen on them either. So, it's probably for the best. Kids come first, but we don't know that's okay too. I'm done now with romance. I think it's all a load of nonsense. I need to heal from everything so I can be Luca's mom and the best version of myself. Me and Mike are friends. He is my best friend. We are just see what the future holds. I will message you after. Luca is a lot. She hates me on the phone and picks up on my energy. I love you both. I will read up to date today, or try to. Love you guys too. Joan. Hi, honey. Yeah, that's a good attitude for sure. An honest, responsible attitude. Keep your chin up, babe. At least he still loves you. And if the Christians can live a life of love and hope, then why can't you? If it's your way to heaven on earth and ultimately eternal matter. I wrote a good story about your predicament called The Ice Queen some years back, and it's in my spoken word videos on YouTube. It's not totally the same, as you have your own lives, not the story's lives, but other than that, they are synonymous. I think all my breakups and get-togethers are in that story, babe. It's true wisdom, if you are in your current situation. Anyway, try to make the best out of your day. And let's hope that your heart heals soon, or you reach the conclusion between Mike and your good self as a definitely and not a maybe in your near or distant future. Because as I say, life is a lesson and an adventure, and if your heart is in a good place, the light will rain down from heaven and illuminate your life within and without your earthly living experience. Love, Joan.